switching to LiteSource all-in-one clips we just bought this summer. And I thought they were going to be as good as the ones they had year before last and prior that were amazing, which are actually some of these over here and this right here. We actually had one of these that stayed on a house for a year in Texas, in the Austin area, and I found it the next year, and it was still good. Or most of the Chinese plastic after a year is like dust the second you touch it. So I was totally amazed, and actually reused it that year. It had perfect elasticity and holding power. I was just amazed, since with Chinese plastic that really ever happens. And then last year the issue we had was LiteSource went to these things, which did not fit about 1/3 of the gutters, and after you put them on they just stretched out, total garbage, and the design is not quite the same as the regular all-in-one clip. The length isn't quite the same. What it caused these clips to do is to ride up on the gutters and push off the top. So last year we spent a lot of time and money. It probably cost me $2 grand replacing them with all these latest and greatest LiteSource clips that turned out to be a piece of garbage. So this year LiteSource said they were going back to the old style clips that I loved and swore by, told lots of my other friends in the industry about, who do hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales. And that's what you see right here. And they look just like the old ones that you see right here. These actually came off from a house we've been using for 3 or 4 years. This actual clip was clipped to a socket for several years. And you can see when it came off that socket 20-30 minutes ago, it immediately went back to its normal shape. It's not stretched out, still looks great. So here's the one that we just bought this summer. Hasn't even been used. When you put it on the socket repeatedly, or if you actually put it on a socket, leave it there for a few hours, which I can't do in a video, especially if it's 75, 80 degrees outside, the elasticity is just going away where it's really weak. And I basically paid one of my employees to replace thousands of clips, and he calls me on the phone and says, "We got a problem." And I go out there to take a look, and we literally, after these clips had been on the sockets outside, maybe to 80 degrees, we just put them on. I could literally just go up to them and they were just coming right off. Lots of people wasted time and money. Whereas the old LiteSource clips, like I said, this is a several-year-old clip, been in use, been on a socket. We'd expect it to be stretched out some, but it's not. It still looks perfect. You put that on there, and listen to that thing go on there. And you can hear that thing and see it clamping on there. It's totally amazing. And the other problem with last year's, so look right here, you'll see a garbage bag that has thousands of last year's clips in it that I've got to had to spend money on and pay my employee to replace. And now this year I spent probably $700 on these new clips, which unfortunately are garbage. So now we're actually replacing them with some different clips from Bright Ideas that are working out really well. We're basically switching all of our clips to the Bright Ideas clips. I really liked the LiteSource clips in the past, so I was really bummed to kind of get the short end of the deal 2 years in a row, where they tried these other ones that you see right there that unfortunately were just total garbage, didn't fit the gutters, total nightmare. I guess nobody did their homework and just assumed that the supplier was going to send them something good. And like I said, man, I was really glad to be going back to the old good ones, but I don't know what they changed the manufacturing process in China, but it's just not as good. If you really want to see how bad these are, you need to put them on some sockets, put them outside a work environment where they're actually getting some sunshine, and you'll see how the gap just totally spreads, clamping power totally fades away. When you go to take those lights then off the house, all the plastic is going to stay behind in the gutter, and all the light sockets are going to come down, and it's going to really cost you a lot of wasted labor trying to get all those clips off the house. Really disappointed.